Hello you guys, welcome back or welcome to our channel if you are new here. Today's video is another girl chat series video, and if you aren't familiar with girl chat videos, they're basically videos where you could discuss any topics you normally would with like a group of girlfriends over coffee, or your sisters, or just anyone you look up to, and just talking about certain topics. I personally love watching these videos because I feel like they're so helpful. I learned so much and I'm comfortable watching them. It honestly does feel like I'm getting advice or just learning from another friend or sister. And so I just hope that these videos are able to do the same for you, whoever's watching, that you're able to learn or feel comfortable and just like you're getting advice from another sister. So with that being said, let's just go ahead and jump into today's video's topic, which is, hence the title, birth control and my personal experience with being on birth control. I'll be going over just the whole process and my experience, and then there were a few questions as well on Instagram. I put up a little like questions box for people if they had any specific questions that they wanted to ask in regards to my birth control. And there were a few, but mainly a lot of people just wanted to know the actual like process and experience. So I'll just start from why I decided to get birth control. It simply was just because I didn't want to get pregnant. And I know that there's like condoms and stuff, but what didn't sit right with me for just using condoms was that they were only like 80% effective, and for me that's pretty low. And I just personally know a lot of friends who were just using condoms and end up getting pregnant. And I just want to side note that, you know, we're totally out of control of if we get pregnant or not, and it's totally up to God. Like, you can try as much as you can to prevent it, but if God's purpose and plan was for you to get pregnant at the time you do, then I think that's perfectly okay. Obviously that's what God had planned. And then I also think like you can also try as much as you can to get pregnant, and if it's not in God's timing, then you won't. So I just want to side note that. So I obviously kept that in mind, but I don't know, I just wasn't like fully comfortable with only relying on condoms, and decided to go on some form of birth control, even though I know no birth control is like 100% effective. But yeah, that was my reasoning. So when it came to actually deciding which form of birth control I wanted, I didn't really know much about like the different kinds, but I don't know why in my head I literally thought that the IUD was like the best option, and I don't know where I got that from or why I thought that, but I just did. I thought like that was the best. And so when I was on the phone with my doctor discussing all the different kinds, she was highly suggesting me not to get the IUD, and I'm not going to go into detail about each form of birth control. I'm just gonna be covering the one I got, so if you are wondering what other ones are, you can look them up. There's plenty of videos here on YouTube. But yeah, she was highly suggesting me not to get that one because it's already a painful procedure in itself, and she said it would be 10 times like more painful for me because 1, I've never had intercourse before, and 2, I've never given birth before, and so it would just be extremely painful for me. And then I also knew I did not want to go on the pill. I've just heard so many negative things about the pill, and I don't know, I was not really open to getting the pill. So she was suggesting other ones, and she highly recommended me to get the nexplanon implant. And so that is the one I went with. That's what we will be covering today. The nexplanon is just this little like stick, I guess, flexible stick, and it just goes right in your arm, and Also, this probably grosses out some people, so if you get a little queasy with like details and stuff about procedures, then this probably isn't the best video to watch. I should have said that before, but yes, if you get queasy or uncomfortable, like, I probably wouldn't recommend watching this video. But yeah, it's just this little stick that goes into your arm underneath the skin, and you can feel it. I can feel it right here. Sometimes you can like push one end and the other end will like poke up over the other side. But other than that, you don't even feel it. I never know, like, it's there unless I'm going to like touch it, then obviously I feel it. So I go ahead and set up the appointment, and this is the only thing I regret, is I was so nervous and like just scared of getting the procedure done that I like kept pushing it back. So I literally got it a week before our wedding. And if you're planning on getting it, like, because your wedding day's coming up, I highly recommend you get it done like a month before, because you will bruise pretty badly, and I will be showing pictures later on. But yes, you will get a pretty bad bruise, but luckily my wedding dress had sleeves, so you couldn't even really tell unless I lifted up my arms. But yeah, so if you're wearing like a sleeveless dress or your arms gonna be showing, you definitely want to get it done like way sooner than your wedding day. I would not recommend getting it done a week before your wedding. So now it's time for the actual procedure day. I was so nervous, like I could not even drive myself. I had John's mom drive me, and I'm so grateful she was there, because I literally was just so anxious the whole drive, and like waiting room, everything. I was so nervous. I don't know why, because if you looked at the procedure, they numb you so you don't even feel a thing. I don't know, it was so new to me. I was just freaking out. But I'd say the whole procedure literally took like maybe 2 minutes, maybe less. It was so fast, like I was literally in there and out like so quick. It's such a fast procedure. So yeah, basically they just had me lay down on a little chair, and then had my arm up like this, and then they just cleaned the area. Then she puts the numbing shot in, and that's like literally the most painful thing out of the whole thing, and it's just like a little sting, and that's it, and then you go numb. And I was also like looking away because I was so like, I didn't even want to look at it. So while she's doing this, I'm looking like to the other side. But yeah, that's the only thing I felt was the numbing shot, and it's just like a little sting, probably like a bee sting. And then after that, she goes ahead and uses, it's like a little device. I don't even know how to explain it. Maybe if I find some pictures, I'll put them up. But it's just this little device, and it's like this needle that goes into your arm, punctures it, and then they just like shoot it in basically, and it goes in real quick, and she's out, and then they just clean up the blood and then put a band-aid on it and a little wrap, and that was literally it. And she's like, okay, we're done. I was like, that's it? Like I look and it's like all wrapped up and everything, and I'm like, wow, that was like so quick and not even painful at all. And so I don't remember exactly like how long I had to keep the wrap on, because there was 2 different wraps. So the first one she put on, I think I had to keep on for 2 to 3 days, and then she had a bigger one that went over that one, and that one I think I could take off like 24 hours later. I think, I could be wrong, but something around those time frames. I don't even remember any pain like those first few days of having to keep the wraps on. And then when I took the wraps off, this was like so nervous for me, because like I had to look at it and I haven't seen it yet, and I was so scared to take the one underneath the other wrap. And so I think I had John help me take it off because I was just too scared to look at it. And then he took it off, and then I remember going in the bathroom and just like slowly lifting up my arm, and then I saw it and I was like shook at how much bruising there was already. And this is where I'll be putting up pictures, so if you don't like seeing bruising or anything like that, then you might want to just skip over this. So this is what my arm looked like after taking off the wrap. It was pretty bad, but I don't even remember it hurting at all. Obviously, like if you touch it or bang against it, like hitting it, then it's gonna be like tender to the touch. So I think I remember like once like accidentally hitting it and it was just sore, but nothing like horrible. Like I was still able to work and like do my everyday life function, you know, normally. So you don't have any limitations like that. Yeah, I'll just put up my bruising progress. So obviously it gets better with time. I don't remember exactly how long it took for the bruising to go completely away. I think I'd say about a month. That's why I would recommend, if you're getting married and getting it before your wedding day, to get it a month before. It wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Okay, so that was the whole procedure. Now I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the questions. There's only a couple because like I said, everyone just wanted to know the actual procedure. Did you get any symptoms from being on birth control? And this is just from my personal experience, so even though this was it for me, it may not be like that for you. Everyone's body reacts so different, but for me personally, I did not have any symptoms. I only had one, but I don't even like care that it was one, and that is not having a period anymore. I stopped getting a period probably like the first month. So being on it on a month, I just didn't get a period after that ever since. But I honestly don't mind it. I know some people like to have a period because it's like natural, but I honestly do not mind it at all not having a period. It's kind of nice. But that is the only symptom I had. I am so grateful that I did not have any like horrible symptoms, because that was like the number one thing that concerned me, was just the symptoms. Like, because I've heard people have like weight gain or hair loss or super bad acne or horrible heavy periods and cramping, like just all the things. So that's what really worried me, but I have not had any symptoms except not having a period. Next was, how do you start a process like this? So I kind of mentioned it in the beginning, but basically I just first talked with the doctor on the phone, just discussing the different kind of forms and what was the best option for me. So I think I'd start there just to see, you know, what's gonna be best for you in your scenario. And then I just went ahead and called to actually set up the appointment. So super simple, super easy. And then last question is, what's your pain tolerance and where was it on a scale of 1 to 10? So I say I have a pretty high pain tolerance, to be honest. I don't really react to pain that much, physical pain. I feel like no matter what your pain tolerance is, like I said, the only painful part of the whole procedure was that numbing shot, and it's only honestly just like a little sting that lasts like maybe a second. So if I was to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably put it at a 1, just because I have to put something on a scale. Alright you guys, that's gonna be it for this video. I hope it was helpful and informative if you were looking to get on birth control, specifically the nexplanon implant. I would highly recommend it to others, but again, just keep in mind everyone's experience is so different and your bodies react to it very differently depending on the person. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any more questions or need prayer, my DMs are always open. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. If you want to see more girl chat series videos, then you can DM or comment down below any topics you guys want me to discuss, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.